Before we begin, I want to promise you something. I promise you that by the end of this video, you'll be a game developer. Let's dwell on your way to making your dream game. This is a no BS guide on how to make your dream game. For this, all you need is something to write on. You can use your notes app or a pencil and paper. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use Notepad. To start off, at the start of the page, write down for how long you wanted to make a game. It doesn't matter if it's in decades, years or minutes. For me, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to make games. But I didn't have the hardware to do it, so I put it off. When I was in college, I finally got a laptop, but Unreal Engine ran too slow on it, so I put it off. Then I started working and bought an expensive PC, but I was too busy with work, so I put it off. It took me all these years to realize that I was just making excuses. I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. I'm gonna write down 15 years at the top here. The reason I want you to write this down is that at some point during your game development journey, you'll want to give up. You won't work for a couple of days, maybe a whole week, and you'll think about quitting. That's when I want you to look at this number. I put it off for 15 years already. 1 week is nothing compared to that. Better late than never, right? Next, write down the dream game you want to make. No need to hold back, no need to worry about being too ambitious. Just write down the game you've always dreamed of making. To me, ever since I played it as a kid, I've always wanted to make a GTA Vice City clone. I'm being conservative, but you can be a lot more ambitious here. Write down Breath of the Wild or The Witcher 3 or God of War. Hell, maybe the game you're dreaming of doesn't even exist yet. It doesn't matter. This is the game you think about when you say dream game. Once you picked your game, you're gonna write down the systems that the game has. For example, Vice City has a handful of systems: driving, shooting, open world. So write down those systems for your game. Below that, you're gonna write down other systems that are common in most games. Missions and side quests, cutscenes and dialogues, enemy or pedestrian AI. You might think you'll be starting work on that. But no, you're not ready, young Padawan. You need to go through your training arc first. So before we get to the next step, we need to discuss how to make a game. Making a game takes two things: programming and art. You don't need to be an expert in either of these, but you do need to know the fundamentals of both of them. You don't need to be talented either. Just finish a fundamental course and practice your ass off. People will start calling you talented in no time. For programming, AI will be your best friend. There are various platforms at various price points. You can even run some of them locally if you have the hardware to do it. Use it to learn and learn to use it. But don't fall into the trap of vibe coding. It's not there yet, and you'll end up creating more problems than solving them. Use AI to supercharge your learning, not for replacing it. For art, you could use AI, but there are ethical concerns, and honestly, they're just not that good yet. You can still do it, but learning to draw and make art for yourself will give you much better results and much more satisfaction. Shitty AI art is a dime a dozen, and you can see them coming from miles away. So find a decent art course and learn to make art assets. Another option is to commission an artist, but that requires money, so it's up to you. You could also use free assets you could find around the internet, but since it's free, it's probably used by other games as well. So it's a give and take. Now let's get back to your dream game. Next, I want you to write down the golden words. My first game. This is not going to be a dream game, sorry. You're still not done with your training arc. You need to make smaller games first. You see these systems? Each of these is a whole game in itself. You're gonna make these as individual games and then combine them to make your dream game. In my case, I need to make a driving game, a shooting game, and an open world game individually. And then I can combine them to make Vice City. So you're gonna write down one of these as your first game, right? Sorry, but no. These are medium-sized games. You're not ready for these either. You need to make a game that's even smaller. But don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you to make Pong or Tetris. Even these smaller games need to help you progress towards making your dream game. And unless making Rockstar Presents Table Tennis is your dream game, Pong is not going to help you. This is where common systems you wrote down come in handy. For your first game, what you're gonna do is make a game that has one of these systems. These are building blocks of almost every game, and you're gonna have to create these systems eventually anyway. So might as well make them as part of a game and release it on Steam. Whoa, wait, release it on Steam? Yeah, release it on Steam. We're not making throwaway games here. Every game you're gonna make, you're gonna publish it on Steam. Why? So by the time you make your dream game, you'll have so much experience with publishing a game, as well as maybe fans that want to play your game. There's no point in making your dream game if no one plays it. And to get people to play it, you need to learn how to market it. Marketing is a skill set onto itself, and each game you release on Steam will make you better and better at it. Now, back to the piece of paper. If you're gonna release the game, you're gonna need a release date. So next you're gonna write down that release date. This is very important. You need to know when it's coming out so you can schedule your development accordingly. My next video will be about how to do this scheduling, so subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. I think the release date should be exactly 1 year from today, the day that you're watching this video. A year is a perfect amount of time to make this small game. And when I say small, I do mean small. Game development always takes longer than you think. You might think it's gonna take twice as long, but it'll take 4 times as long. So keep your scope very small. So after this, you're gonna write down my next game. This is going to be another small game with another of the minor systems. I think you get my point. This list is a ladder. You're going to climb it one system at a time till you reach your dream game. What you'll find is that each game becomes easier than the last as they build upon each other. You'll already have systems that you can simply reuse in the next game, saving you that much time. And before you know it, you'll be making your dream game. They say well begun is half done. I helped you with the first half, you do the second half. If you're still unsure about being able to do this, think about it for a month. In exactly 30 days, I will upload a video about a foolproof way to finish your games in a year. So set your reminder or subscribe and hit the bell. You don't want to miss this. Also like the video if you have the sudden urge to start game development now. And comment your release date down below. Even if nobody plays your games, I will. Thanks for watching.